Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Gladyamadeit social production. We're doing it on December the 4th. It's Wednesday, 2024, last month of the year. If you're just joining us today, if it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down. Where can you find these videos? On Instagram, follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel if you like to get the full-length videos, all in one piece. You get the full-length videos, of course, and the Instagrams as well, but I got to chop it up into little parts. And if you'd like to fiscally, financially support the show, check out patreon.com/RobSadrid. Become a member. Or at least hit that subscribe button if you like big tits throughout your entire lifetime. Everywhere you reach, inside your jacket, big tits. Underneath your bed, big tits. Open up your fridge, what's in it? Big tits. All you had to do was subscribe. Of course, if you want to deprive yourself of big tits, then go ahead and be my guest. Nonetheless, subscribe. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Canada, America, maybe we'll get into that later on. If we're down in the south, further down south in the United States, Mexico, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, the New Guineas, the New Guineans, people from France, people from the Argentina, back over there in South America, all over the world. You know what it is, underneath the water, beneath the bedrock, beneath the water. Lava, you're in the core of the earth. What are you? You're in the atmosphere. You are in a hovercraft. Whatever your mode of transportation is, you got them bionic wheels on your ass. Let's go. It's Wednesday, motherfuckers. We're here to get it. Or something, or we're here to give it. We're here to get it and give it. Those are the things that I'm saying right now. Who knows what else we'll say today. But let's get in it together. Shall we? I've thought about many of things that I'd like to discuss with you. It's the first one. Let's get right into it. It's a business opportunity, really. It's a service, because I am a giver after all. I like to give. Big time giver, this guy. Negger, please. Hear me out on this one. Negger, please. This is a service that I'm proposing we start providing for many of people. Let me ask you, let's start with a simple question. Let me ask you this. Negger, please. Are you having a difficult time pushing yourself beyond a certain limit? Because let's say you push yourself and you're like, no, I can still push myself. It's kind of like, think about it like this. If you're working out, sometimes in order to work out even better, maybe if you want to take it up, maybe get a personal trainer. That's how you bring somebody external to push you a little bit extra. Or you might have that drive within you. But this is for the people that still even have that drive within them, but nonetheless want to be pushed a little bit. Because that's the thing. You're like, I do 100 push-ups a day. Negger, please. You need somebody to come and tell you that, you know what, you need to do maybe 100, just add another 10. Maybe do 110. Next month, do 120 every day. Negger, please. It's one of those services that's for individuals and groups. Oftentimes we find ourselves, especially as we get a little bit, we come of age, we get a little bit more, I'm hoping everybody does, go through these stages. You go through your trials and tribulations. You might start getting a little bit of success. You might get a lot of success. You might get a mid-level success. You might get a full-level success. Next thing you know, what happens is you're surrounded by a bunch of yes men and yes women. Negger, please. That's when you need somebody just externally, that is. It's good to have those positive people. They're your friends, family members, acquaintances, business partners, associates. It doesn't matter. They're good people. But they won't tell you they won't tell you that negative, they won't tell you they won't give you that negative reinforcement that you sometimes need to be like, oh yeah. Because if everybody's saying yes, then you're like, well, hell's yes, but if somebody says no, you might go, F that God, but also thank you. Negger, please. That's what I'm trying to propose here. We need a little bit more negative reinforcement. I've thought about this. This could actually, a lot of times, this could actually be, it's for personal growth. It could be used for relationships. Let's say you love your partner. Let's say you love, and it's a lifetime commitment that you made, but let's say you don't have the heart and you don't even want to, but they want to improve and you want them to improve. It could be anything. Chores around the house. Are you doing the best that you can? Yes, you'll say that to your lover. They'll say it back to you, but maybe every once in a while, an external force needs to come in. Negger, please. I'd be like, maybe those chores weren't done as well as we'd like them to be. Maybe those tasks didn't get finished as quickly as possible because there's always more things to do in and around the house. Think about that. Same goes with your business. Negger, please. You're like, this is ample amounts of growth. I think if we were to just ride off to the sunset now, we'd all be happy men and women. Negger, please. You need somebody to come in there externally. For those individuals, of course, and groups of people who like to push themselves a little bit more, negger, please. They come in and tell you, you know what, that's nothing because there's another guy with a bigger business, a thicker, girthier business with more territory. And that's when you need that motivation. So that's why I like to propose this and it's not just for individuals or relationships or even, it could even be used on your children. Negger, please. Because you go in there, you want to be supportive, especially in this day and age, and there's always this talk, are we raising the children, the youth, the leaders of tomorrow, the futures of tomorrow? Are we raising them a little bit softly, a little bit, whatever, who knows? Maybe we're not giving them as many challenges as they should have. And we like to, especially you hear the terms, hoverboard parents, surf parents, parents who like to mountain climbing parents, underwater parents. You hear these things, helicopter parents, boogie board parents, bobsled parents. You'll see them too. But that's the thing. Sometimes you need an external force to come and tell your kid that they're not performing. Oh, I'm a really great football player, Dad. Did you see me score the touchdowns? Yes, son, and I love you. But then you need somebody dressed up as a coach, potentially a fake fugazi coach, but a professional negger nonetheless. Come in there and say, you know what, not enough touchdowns, little Samuel, whoever, the little Phil, maybe we need more. We need more touchdowns. I got all the hoops in the basketballs, not enough. I scored 25 in a quarter, did you score 33 then? Professional neggers. Neggers, please. I think that's a company that we can all get behind, and I think it's a motivational aspect that we all need a little bit of in our lives every once in a while. Again, it's good to push yourselves, but an external force coming in and saying, yes, we can together. And I like to call it Love My Neggers. Love My Neggers. That's the name of the company. That's the name of the movement. You can even do this, doesn't even cost anything. You could swap with your group of friends. Somebody could become the professional negger in your group of friends and rotate every once in a while, switch it up. Then, you become the negger, and then because it's a lot. It is a lot, and I get this. But also be careful with this. Just because I know there is a little bit of connotation in and around the word and whatnot. It is, it's very close to the other N word, which a lot of people, again, it gets a bad rap. Nobody likes to hear it. Nobody likes to, be called it. Some people like to call themselves, of course, some people, it's naggers. That's, the other N word, of course. You don't want to be, but even a little bit of nagging could be viewed as negging, which is good at the end of the day because it motivates you, it gets you going. So be careful how you use it, but use it nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome. Give it back to the community, one step at a time, together. Yes, we can. Love my neggers. What else is going on? Of course, it's business that fucks. I've been thinking about this a lot of time. A lot of people will say, I don't mix business with pleasure. Is it because you don't know how? Is it because you don't know when? Is it because you don't know where? Is it because you don't know why? Is it because you don't know how? Could those be the reasons why you're not mixing pleasure with business? Business that fucks. Knowing when to fuck during business. Most people don't. But in case you're wondering, how could I mix these two worlds, these two realms, these two milieus? How could I collide the two? The collision of the worlds, you say. Well, it doesn't matter what your business is. You could always mix pleasure with business. You're a factory worker. There is factory work to be done. You're in a mill. You're in a lumber producing company. You're in ceramics. You're in creating metal pieces. You're in chips. You're into making chips. Oh, what is this? Oh, we're just creating chips from clock in, clock out, chip in time. It's create chips from 10 to 12 and then it's break for lunch. You can squeeze in a little, you don't need that full hour to eat. 5 to 10 minutes could be used for eating. 45, 50 could be for, grabbing a titty, grabbing a cock, going down on somebody. This is very sad. This and you're like, is this like for a higher, higher level? Is this for the managerial class? No, fuck the managerial class. Because again, we're mixing business with pleasure. Them too, get them involved. It could be for anybody, whether you're starting at the bottom or you've started at the top, or you're started at the top, at the bottom. Doesn't matter where your place is. You can always mix pleasure and business. Oh, we gotta take a trip down to Miami. We gotta take a trip down to Bangkok. We gotta go to, Pyongyang. We gotta go to wherever. We gotta go to Nairobi during the flights. That's a lot of time where you're not, okay, sure, you could be checking emails, sure, you could be going over, let's go over the questions they're gonna be asking you in this, you're gonna be questioned during this briefing. After that's done and over, the flight's gonna take you a long time for you to get here, from here to Nairobi. And you can fuck while you're up in the air. So people are like, where can I fit into my schedule? Don't make excuses like you don't have time. You have time. It's an ample amount of time. All right? If you have enough time to read, you have enough time to mix pleasure and business. If you have enough time to watch a movie, you have enough time to mix business and pleasure. You're underwater, you're a scuba diving team who hunts treasures under the water. Once you've finished hunting for the treasures, on your way up, get rid of the scuba gear. Start fucking right there. Scissor while you're going up. Let gravity do the rest. Really, rocket space engineering. You're into rocket space engineering. You're at the office. You're at NASA's. You're engineering the rockets. Rockets about to. Once the rocket's taken off, you can start mixing pleasure and business. I get it. You got to do the prep. Once that jet engine fuel is sparked, and it's on its way into the who knows where, you can start fucking right then and there until you get to the next rocket and the next. It's literally you're getting. You shouldn't make things complicated. Is all I'm trying to say. You always have time. A lot of people are like, I don't have time. You have plenty of time. I don't know where. At work, at lunch, at work. I don't know how. With another person, of course. I don't know when. Talk amongst each other. Be flexible. That's one of the other things. Be flexible whenever works for you and the other individuals involved. Make it a group thing. But it's Wednesday, and it is December 4th, and it is time for Jizz Gun, saving all the peeps, solving all the crimes. Jizz Gun, pew pew. Jizz Gun, pew pew. Jizz Gun, pew pew. Jizz Gun, fighting crime day and night in your neighborhood. Jizz Gun, pew pew. Are you looking for a hero? Are you tired of, all the superhero movies are good and all that stuff. But what about a real individual? Jizz Gun, the fastest jizz gunner in the West. Pew pew. His adversaries are covered in jizz. Oh no, I'm so covered in jizz, I can't move, I'm an adversary. Jizz Gun. A lot of times, good people, or good cop, bad cop, or law enforcement, they take out the enemy and we don't get the time to interrogate, we don't get the time to speak with them, we don't get to put them behind bars. Well, with Jizz Gun, now you can. Pew pew. Jizz Gun to the rescue. Jizz Gun in your pantry dish. Jizz Gun in your backyard. Jizz Gun on the roof. Where is he? Everywhere. Where isn't he? Nowhere. Where is he going? All over the place. Where is he coming? All over the adversaries and bad guys. Jizz Gun 2025. Pew pew. Jizz Gun. Saving lives. One step at a time. Because it does make sense. You would definitely stop crime with a Jizz Gun. And you're like, I don't know if we're ready for this. I don't think anybody's ready for this. I don't think you're, but that's the thing. When do you know you're ready? Until you step into it. Jizz Gun. fighting crime syndicates all around the world. Jizz Gun 2025. This could be the answer we've all been waiting for. Because again, no casualties, all the talking, all the information. Bad guys covered in jizz. Jizz Gun covers bad guys in jizz. Pew, jizz gun. Let us get serious for a minute though, shall we, ladies and gents, if we can, if we may, together. You love people, of course, out there. You've got loved ones, I'm assuming. You have people you care for. Now the question is, how much do you really care for them? That's the question. We'll be right back after a few messages from Jizz Gun. Jizz Gun. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, everybody could say, yes, I love the lovers, I love my family, my friends, I do anything for you, you have those talks, you might clink your little whiskey glasses together, you might get a little cozy under a campfire, you might be with your lovers and friends and family and relatives and fellow gang members or whatever, and you're like, oh, I do anything for you. I die for you, I do anything, I die, I'll go the distance for you. Talk is cheap. We test it out. How? Your loved one is depending on you to save their life. How do you go about saving their life? Enter obese person that's had 7 meals and is ready to take a huge shit. Your task is to eat all the shit from the obese asshole that is right in front of you to save a life. Would you do it? Dun 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 dun. Jizz Gun. Would you? Curious. Your wife, you got a wife. You gotta take a 10-pound dump that's coming out of a 700-pound beautiful human couch for me. There's a human couch. You can't even tell if they're male or female at this point. They themselves have not seen the junk in over 7 months. And that was by accident too. So they're gonna take a dump in your mouth. And the only way to save your wife or husband's life is to eat 10 pounds of shit coming out of a 700-pound human being. Questionable. Would you do it? Leave a comment. A lot of people like to say, I'll do anything for you. I'll go anywhere. I'll say anything. You need me, I'm there. They'll say that. I love you. There's bro love, there's sibling love, there's sister love, there's lover love, parental love, your kids, you love them. You're like, I'd do anything for this little rugrat. I'd do anything, or you heard them. They'll say it to you. You don't know until you got one. There's love, and then there's loving your child love. They say that. Gives you percent. I didn't even know I could love this hard. Prove it. 10 pounds of shit coming out of a 700-pound human being with a throbbing asshole, just a gaping, throbbing asshole. It's just 10 pounds right in your mouth, and you have to chew it and eat it to save your baby's life, or else your baby will perish. How? It doesn't matter how. By gang members, by wild crocodiles, by rabies, ample amounts of rabies. Should you fail to eat 10 pounds of doo-doo, would you do it? Leave a comment. For reals though, we do need to test this out. I'm guessing this could also be, I guess today's underlying notion, I didn't even think about it. It could be like a game show. Yeah, game show. I think that's kind of like the underlying thing. Would you do the game show? Show your lover if you really love them. Would you eat 10 pounds of shit? I love my parents, but would you eat 10 pounds of shit for them to save their life? Or else they'll be dropped off in the middle of nowhere, left to perish, and no one to save them. Except Jizz Gun. Jizz Gun to the rescue. His guns are loaded and filled with jizz. Jizz Gun. Jizz Gun. His guns are loaded and they're loaded with jizz. He's Jizz Gun. Pew, pew, Jizz Gun. Pew, pew. Bad guys are covered in jizz. They'll talk, cause they're not dead, cause they're covered in jizz. Jizz gone. You love your lover, you love your husband and wife. You like to come a lot for them, but you can't. You do frequently, you have the sex, but you can't come as he like, and they're like, oh, she'll say it. And he'll say it too. Give me that huge load. Give me that giant load, daddy. Give me that giant vaginal load, mommy. They'll say that. People will say that. Give it all. Yum, 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 yum. I want to eat it all. Give me all your cum. I want that cum in the back of my tonsils. I don't want to be able to, move because I'm covered in so much jizz. Give it to me. Or the flip of that, give me the vaginal juice. I want to swim in vaginal juice. And you give them your best, of course. But what if every once in a while you had the opportunity to surprise your lover with an extra batch of jizz, cum, vaginal fluids, of course. Introducing cum bags. Now, go about your regular sex life as you normally do your thing, but every once in a while, I want you to go off into a corner where your lover's not with you and just jerk off in a bag. These are bags that we've created for this purpose and this purpose only, and nobody has the patent on this. No one has the timestamp for this. Cum bags. You go in a corner when your wife is not, she's out there doing yoga. She'll be back in half an hour. You need to, every once in a while, jizz in the bag. Specially made for this purpose. Just save it. Save it for like a month. Save it for 2 months. One day when you're having sex, you're about to climax, you're knee deep inside that bag. You are tickling that G-spot. You are revving the engine. You're climbing all over the G-spot. Her G-spot is yours. Your head inside her, all the way inside her. You're tickling that G-spot with your tongue. You've gone so far deep, you can't even come back out. That's great, but you do eventually come back out. And she's like, I'm not on the pill, on my belly, little bit on my face. And you're like, okay. And you give her a little bit on the belly, you give her a little bit on the face. Instantaneously, you reach under the bed, grab the cum bag, right there, splash a whole 2-pound load of jizz on her face. She'll love you, she'll thank you. Ladies and gents, doing it together, introducing cum bags, specifically made, certified for the sexual activities between the couples. Of course, I did say there is a female version of this available for the femmes out there to surprise their lovers with squirt juice, if you will. Because every little while, a little bit of squirt juice, it's nice. A lot of it, even nicer. I got a little bit ahead of myself. I do apologize. The cum bag is available. The female vaginal bag, the juice bag for the females to surprise their lovers every once in a while. For those special occasions, if this is not something you want to be doing all the time, but twice, thrice a year, and extra you're drenched. Talk about love. Talk about connections. We are working on the female version. We want to get the best. I don't want to outsource this. We want our scientists to be working on this. This is fucking, homemade grassroots scientists that are working on this. Yes, of course, they're busy with, we do bring the best. People working on physics, people working on, again, NASA, International Space Station. Whenever they're finished up, we like to say, hey, quit wasting time. Get over here, get paid. And let's really start making a difference. So yes, the female vaginal juice bag will be available. I'm thinking we should probably release this by next spring. It's coming. The male cum bags avails. Female vaginal juice bags. It's a little bit, the quantity. It's a quantity thing, and again, we are working on the quality of the bags as well. This is not just any bag. This is not just any plastic bag that you can get and just fill up loads of cum and vaginal juice. And this is a specially made right here at home where people get paid properly to make good products. And you're proud of it too. What else is going on in and around the world? Beautiful Toronto, man. Canada's in the, I don't know, we are an international syndicate global podcast show, comedy show podcast that reaches everywhere. Not just globally speaking, even in outer space. So, and local news has become global news, and global news has become more so local. What I'm saying is that a beautiful Toronto man recently, it is. I'll leave how beautiful he is or isn't up to you actually. But we all have our opinions of matters. Beautiful Toronto man, nonetheless, is posed as a surgeon, and he decided to do surgery or cosmetic or medical procedures out of his home, and it got backlash. I think he's arrested. It's not a little bit of that. It's not a little bit of that. It's a whole lot of backlash. There's no front lash. I'll tell you this fully. This one's fully back. It's no side lash. Full backlash. Full blown backlash. No bottom lash. No top lash. Fully focused on the back. Of course, that's the worst kind of lash. But nonetheless, questions are being asked, and I'm curious. What did he do? First of all, this is, I think, he was pulling a Dr. Nick from The Simpsons, of course. Hi, everybody, I'm Dr. Nick. Everybody loves Dr. Nick. So I'm just looking at this fella, and sure, we have our, preconceived notions of what a medical professional is supposed to be. Like, a person with credentials and degrees and an office that he or she works out of. How did this man get his clients? Apparently he approached women in the park somewhere near his home and said that he's a medical professional and that he'd be willing to do medical procedures on these women out of his home. And they went, and I think they got the medical procedures. What did he do? I believe it wasn't anything cray-cray either. It's not like we're not talking about like full, he wasn't doing trans operations out of his condo or house or dwelling. I don't know the housing situation. He wasn't giving heart transplants or anything. He did Botox, a little bit of Botox, okay? Botox, a little bit of Ozempic. I believe he was administering Ozempic, which I didn't even know you need a medical professional to. Is that a thing? Do you need a doctor to give you Ozempic? Like, I know I'd probably like to prescribe him and stuff, yeah, but like to give him isn't it just a pill? Questions. I don't know. Maybe he was like feeding his clients pills because they don't have hands. Who knows? So yes, a little bit of Botox, a little bit of Ozempic, and a little bit of another thing that I've not heard of until very recently, salmon DNA, apparently. Injections of salmon DNA. I don't know, you become more fishy. You get scales on your body. You smell like fish, essentially. You start smelling more like vagina, good fresh fish vagina. So, but see, yeah, because I'd want to smell more like fish to, in some cases I could see that. I could definitely see the benefit of that. Open up, smell like fish. Yes, of course. Everybody loves fish. Everybody loves salmon. You could swim upstream if you get these injections. I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor, of course, not one with credentials nonetheless, but we practice and we're never finished practicing either. Everybody's like, when are you going to finish practicing and start doing? It's all about being a student of the game and a continuous learner in life, I think. So yes, did this person conduct medical procedures out of his house? Yes. Did people show up there and get the procedures? Yes. Is it a situation like, is there any wiggle room in this, or is it a full blown you're not, okay, I get it, sir, you're not maybe equipped to do amputations out of your condo. Maybe you're not able to do that. But certain things, I think, Botox, I think it's safe. But that's just, and if it's honestly, if it's a good deal, because times are difficult for people. For a lot of people, it's, it's good to be grateful and everything. A lot of people are, we're all blessed in many ways, but it's challenging times out there as well. So if you could save a buck, on a medical procedure. If you want plump lips, if you want like juicy fat lips, if it's like $50 cheaper, maybe it's not such a bad idea. Maybe on certain medical procedures, you know, may you end up with an infection? Yes, of course. But that's just a story you get to live through and tell your grandchildren or your pets later on, or your robot pets, who knows, or whatever. Or just as you download your subconscious into the, you know, collective consciousness of each. That's just a small piece of the puzzle of the collective memory that is humanity. You could do that. You could be like, I was the chick sitting in a 25th floor, you know, condo and getting my lip injected. And yes, it got sore. Yes, it started oozing pus. And yes, people thought I had, you know, I got the herpes and all that. And that's fine too, because it happens to the best of us. But that could become, or you're like, okay, salmon DNA. Yeah, it's very expensive if you want to go see a doctor. But again, if the price is right, I'm just saying, is it what did we have an issue with here? Entrepreneurship? Do we need more red lines? Do we maybe some red lines? I don't know the answers to these questions. All I'm saying is I think it was just a person taking initiative and saying, you know what, I'm not, you know, doing brain switching surgery. Like we're not taking the brain of a human that's gone into a full-blown powerlifting / industrial accident. We're not taking their brain and putting it into a robot and creating a robot version of Jizz Gun versus Robo Jizz Gun. Which one will survive? Of course it'll be Jizz Gun, because Team Humanity and Team People. Jizz Gun, he'll beat the Robo Jizz Gun. Because the Jizz Gun tosses a load of thick, viscous jizz, and the robot's a robot, doesn't mix well with liquids. Jizz Gun. That'll be released in 2026. I think we need a little bit more work on the CGI, but I think we'll get it down. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, yes, this guy did a little bit of, he did a little bit of extracurricular. He tried to make a couple of bucks out of his apartment or home. Where also is the responsibility on the individuals who are saying yes to these medical procedures, who are saying, you know what? Yes, I like my medical procedures done cheaply and out of a hospital atmosphere or medical atmosphere. I like a little bit of more of a homey environment, which, by the way, that is actually how rich people do it too. Rich people have doctors come to them, or like you go to them and it's like an office, but it's like, the whole setting of the place, it feels really homey. It doesn't even feel like a medical procedure or office. The people there barely even look like doctors. They're like fucking, they're titted out. They're got like, they themselves are pulled back. They're, rubbing things on you, injecting you things that, with things that are maybe not fully FDA approved, but they got a line that connects them internationally, and hey, this shit works. So all I'm saying is, I don't know how I feel about it. It's not, again, they weren't doing, it wasn't anything major and also a little bit of personal responsibility. A little bit of, so if somebody says, hey, I'm a doctor, come over to my house, I'm going to do a medical procedure on you. So a little bit of that is on you, I'm just saying, I think. But also you went there because of a good deal. So honestly, this is kind of left me in a little bit of I don't know how I feel about it. I'm pretty sure you can even give yourself Botox. As a matter of fact, give yourself Botox. Why go to a doctor at all or a medical provider? You don't need to be a doctor to give Botox injections. I'm pretty sure you don't. You could literally go to like any, sketchy neighborhood, fill a syringe with Botox and hand it to a person who is, they're down on their luck, and give them a little bit of money for their drugs, and they'll inject you in the face with that Botox. Your eye, your actual eyeball will not ever age or move or get wrinkles. Where would I get my Botox? I'd probably get a little bit Botox on my nutsack, I'll say that. I don't want, gotta say, it's already wrinkly enough. I don't wanna, and prevention is key. They do say that, yes, I'd like a little bit of Botox, not anywhere else, but specifically on my nuts. That and my asshole, right there. Because, they say as you age, you see this with women to women of age sometimes, women who give birth, men too, you get, you don't want that prolapse. You wanna, preemptive measures, get in there and essentially inject yourself in the anus with Botox is what I'm trying to say. Do it safely, of course. Play responsibly. What if you do want wrinkles? How come we don't have anything? What if we made wrinkles sexy too? What if we made extra wrinkles a thing? What if that became a new fad? Ooh, that wrinkly ass. Yes. Ooh, the wrinkles. Yes, more wrinkles. All wrinkles. Oh, just a 30-year-old female all wrinkled out. Let's go. Full body wrinkles. I think we could do it together. Because we do need something new. We do need something new. We went to, I think we went from like no ass, some flat ass, little bit of ass, big ass, mid ass, and then it kind of like, the pendulum swang back and forth, and we're now kind of like, down to a good proportion. But I say forget size, go with wrinkles, more wrinkles. I think that's 2025. It's time for a change because, again, can't just be, messing around with the same formula. Get wrinkles. That's what I'm having. Big ass wrinkles all over your body. Be like instead of pulling a, blanket over yourself, just grab that extra layer of skin and wrap yourself around yourself like a bat, like a beautiful bat, a nocturnal being that you are. Just fucking hang upside down, wrap your full skin around yourself, and just, it's like a full body. It's like a full body, it's like a full body, wrap. That's what foreskin, full body foreskin. There it is, full body foreskin. What else is going on? I'll say this, that I do want to see more birds dropping off drugs and medical equipment and medication altogether. I do want birds dropping off drugs. Can we make that a thing? Not too much. I'm just talking every once in a while. It'd be nice because they do drop a lot of shit. I'm just saying, equip these birds with a couple of joints, a few of them, not all of them, but a few of them. It's just a nice little surprise. You're walking, daily routine. Put your hands out, and then boom, what do you get? Oh, what is that? Oh, thanks, bird. There it is. There's a joint that's been dropped in the palm of your hand. Yeah, but then again, we could or your Ozempic, it could be dropped off by a bird. Why not? Just open your mouth. Ozempic in your mouth. Next thing you know, you're shriveling from the inside. Your stomach lining is just fucking, dying, screaming, help! I'm melting. It'll say that. I think that's what Ozempic does. Or other drugs, really, I don't really care. Whatever you're into. A little bit of fucking, mushrooms. Drop off shrooms on everybody with, that's what we should do. We should give birds shrooms to drop off, and everybody, you're holding your, cup of coffee, your cup of Irish whiskey, or a cup of Irish coffee whiskey. Oh, what is that? It just got dropped into my Irish whiskey coffee. Oh, it's a little bit of shrooms. Drop off by who? Birds. And it's free. We can equip them, and it's free because they're already flying. They're already dropping things. It's more of a, I don't want to be saying they're a competition for like humans and robots, but I'm saying let's put them to work. Little packages from Amazon could definitely be dropped off by birds. Like little, anything less than the size of your, fist, be dropped off by birds. Train them. You've seen these pigeons get trained, and they can fucking, God. I saw a beautiful clip of Mike Tyson. I don't know who he was buying pigeons from, but it reminded me of there is a thing culturally or in and around the world that people get pigeons and they train them. You can do this with pigeons. You can get them to train and pick up packages, drop off packages. That's a beautiful thing. So let's do that together, ladies and gents. What else is going on in and around the world? A little bit more serious news. A little of stories happening in and around. I believe Trump just met with Justin, who knows? Been in office way too long, but they met and an interesting conversation took place, which is pretty interesting, my friends. Mi amigos. Should Canada become the 51st state of America? It was put on the table, and this is just my personal opinion. I think it's actually I think it's a good idea. And hear me out. This is why it's a great idea. Because it's most often when things are, when certain things happen, it's mostly, there's one side that gets more advantage or another side that, this is a win-win. There's only two sides. This is a win-win. This is a double W. This is a win-win for everybody. Think of it as it's an exchange of resources, ideas, people, which are resources, and ideas, and materials, which are resources, and money, which is resources, and people, which are ideas, which led to, this is a great idea. Hold on a sec. We can actually, hear me out on this. Canada and the United States, it really, and I wouldn't even argue this for many countries out there in the world. Maybe there's some other countries, and I can't speak for all countries, of course, despite the fact that everybody's asking, speak for all the countries, of course, leaving comments, speak for all the countries. They're saying that on the internet, they're wild. And that's why you need some neggers in your life. Love my neggers. Get in there. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that, the benefits of this, first of all, we speak the same language. We speak the same language. That's easy breezy right there. The borders it's literally a line that could have been a little bit further south or a little bit further north and nobody would have cared. So why does it even matter that there is a border between Canada and the United States? We share the same language. We share the same culture pretty much. We are literally the same people pretty much. We're that couple that's been together for a really long time but has not gotten married. That's basically us. Canada and the United States are that couple that have lived together, that have grown up together, that have shared children together. Full, relaxed understanding on both sides, 50-50. Beautiful, beautiful, supportive relationship. Who's on top, who's on bottom? Nobody really cares at this point. We're doing a beautiful 69 all day, every day, 365 a year. This is, the benefits, and that's the beauty of it, is it impacts both countries equally. Nobody's getting an upper on this deal. Like it would be, it's literally, here's the thing. The United States would get a shit ton of natural resources. You can't even put a price on them. Let's just drop it right there, okay? Second of all, we would become the largest nation on earth. We would become and that's bragging rights, for reals. What's it all about at the end of the day if not bragging rights? I know, if you go to the previous episode, you might realize what it's all about, but this is also another thing that it's all about. I'm just saying, bragging rights. To become, size does matter. My size kings and queens, size matters. Who are we kidding? Size matters. And when it comes to empires, if you're not taking land and if you're not getting bigger, you're either staying the same or getting smaller. So the only way to stop getting smaller is to get bigger. We become the largest landmass nation on planet Earth, which is great. So there, you get a ton of resources. You, down south, you get an exchange of ideas. Take the resources. Of course, we do business. That's how we mix business with pleasure. That's why this is business that fucks. This kind of business fucks, and you know it does. Resources. More land for everybody. You like free healthcare? You know whose healthcare fucks? Our healthcare fucks. Exchanging of ideas with resources that you could use to allocate to certain areas of society. You like that medical care, don't you? We got it. You can figure it out through talking and exchanging ideas and resources. What do Canadians get? Pretty much keep the same things. Maybe more access to, guns would be nice. It'd be easy if it was as easy to get guns just as readily available, as it is in the United States. It'd be pretty nice to have that bad boy going on for us. It'd be pretty cool. Not gonna lie, But then would you need Jizz Gun to save the day? Yes, you would. Yes, you definitely need Jizz Gun to still save the day. Jizz Gun saving the day, cause there's never a day without crime. Jizz Gun. Pew, pew. The point is that we get guns. And more protection of freedom of speech. Because the United States, you know what kind of freedom of speech fucks? Kind of freedom of speech that's in the United States, that's the kind of freedom of speech that fucks. First and Second Amendment. Amendment. And what else? The whole dollar thing. Why? Are you tired of getting loonies and Canadian quarters down south? Well, we don't like it when American dollars end up in our loose change either, which doesn't happen. You know what? The point is that why are we pretending let's just make the dollars the same. Let's just make it should just be one country. What are we doing here? It should just be one large, huge country, the most bigliest of countries. And Justin Castro can retire or go to, whatever. It's been way too long, just whatever. And whoever else wants to be participating in the politics and all that, so you could, we'd become, just become a state, become many states. Just become one large, I'm just saying, it makes sense. Our dollar value would go up. You guys get resources. We all get more land mass. We get more security. We get more, do you like a few extra troops without having to make a couple of extra phone calls? Canadian troops, we put them up right against yours, beside yours, in case there's time to go to, if there were ever a time to go to battle, who would you want by your side? The person who's been with you by your side all this time, who's raised kids with you, who shares custody, who understands when you bring new people over, who doesn't get jealous, who completely understands that you gotta fucking swing that big dick and that you gotta swing that big wet juicy puss. You like Canadian wet puss? You like big Canadian cock? Do you like American wet puss? Do you like American cock? I think history speaks for itself. The answer is yes, everybody does. And so I think I think it started off as as an idea. I think we just, we think it over. I'm just saying, think it over. It's not I'm not saying it should probably happen, tomorrow, but also it could definitely happen, and I'm for it. Personally, this guy is for it. If you're for it, let's fucking go. Let's just, it doesn't, it just, it will make life much easier for a lot of people, and everybody wins equal. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people, that's when you want to make deals, a lot of times you want to both make sure you get, the same amount of, gain or advantage. And this is advantageous for everybody. So, think it over, and let's take a, can we take a poll? Can we vote on this? Can we get people to online vote? Can we get Elon, if somebody could get the message out, hashtag Elon Musk, put up a poll asking Canadians and Americans if the two countries should merge. Just, if you like, do it. And regardless of what people say, I think it's important that we join the countries regardless. But that's just what I think. But let's take a poll if you like. Ladies and gents, everybody loves petting pets. If you'd like to get your genital area petted by a power of 10 or 10x, as they say on the street, simply take a pet and place it on top of your genital area. You'll notice that men and women are now flocking over to pet the animal that you've selected that is now hovering above your genitalia. And as they're petting the goldfish, rattlesnake, sun-dried Scorpio, a little, jellyfish over your cock or vag. Oh, it's a cute jellyfish. Let me just motorboat this jellyfish right there. Right there. Next thing you know, your vagina is getting, somebody's doing a dirty dirt on your genitals. That's how you do it. You're like, oh, what a cute, golden retriever. She's petting it. The golden retriever is now on your cock. She's petting it. Remove the golden retriever. She's petting your cock right there. Oh, look at this cat. I love my cat. Oh, Mr. Whiskers. Oh, I love this cat. Put the cat on your vagina. He comes over, handsome young man, pets the cat, petting the cat, petting the cat, keeps petting the cat. Oh, Mr. Whiskey's so cute. Yes, Mr. Whiskers, cute cat. Petting the cat, remove the cat. He's now petting your vag. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Jizz Gun signing out.